safety wardens or team leaders. Ensure you are a safe distance away from the building and keep the pathways clear for emergency responders. Third, in case of potential tsunami, please follow the evacuation signs and directions provided by our staff. Move swiftly but safely towards the Bali Beach Hotel building. Upon reaching the Bali Beach Hotel building, proceed to the designated assembly point on the 6th floor by using the emergency staircase located near the elevator. Once at the assembly point on the 6th floor, stay calm and assist others as necessary. Thank you for your attention. We encourage you to enjoy your time here at Bali Beach Convention, filled with enriching experiences, insightful sessions, and fruitful connections.
Selamat pagi, good morning, Om Swastiastu, interpreted as may peace and happiness always upon us. Once again, a very good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. We would like to welcome everyone to the island of God and Goddesses Bali and welcome to the 26th Annual General Meeting of the Developing Countries Vaccine Manufacturers Network International. May I have a big round of applause for all of us? Thank you very much for the energy. It is an honor. My name is Putri Gorda to be the MC for this lovely morning. So we are truly delighted to gather here in the beautiful island of Bali and feel privileged to co-host this year AGMs with our long-standing member Biopharma and also our gracious Danantara Indonesia. Their partnership has been invaluable in bringing us here together for these important moments. Well, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, please allow me to convey my gratitude and warm welcome to the Honorable Vice Ministers of Health of the Republic of Indonesia, Professor Dante Saxono Harbuono. Welcome, Pak. Selamat pagi. Also to distinguished guests, esteemed dignitaries, delegates, partners, and invited guests, your presence here representing industry, international organizations, regulators, and academia, also the civil society, underlines the collective commitment we share to protect and improve the global health. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, before we continue, we would like to remind you, please kindly silence your mobile phone. So once again, please kindly switch your mobile phone into the silent mode so we can proceed without any interruptions. This year's, with the theme of advancing innovations and building resilience, vaccine ecosystems for a safer world, speak directly to the moment we are in. Innovations drive the tools we need. Resilience ecosystem ensure equitable and reliable delivery, and together they create a safer future for communities everywhere. And over the next 3 days, we will explore how to translate scientific advances into sustainable manufacturing, strengthen supply chains, and also deepen collaborations that make vaccines available to all who need them. And also we encourage every participant to be active and share your experiences, challenge assumptions, forge new partnerships, and live inspired to act. And the conversations we have here, we will share practical solutions for vaccines access, preparedness, and long-term resilience in developing countries. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to extend our gratitude and warm welcome to each and every one of you. Once again, thank you very much for attending this very beautiful conference. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, to open this inaugural session, we would like to invite everyone to please kindly rise because we will sing the national anthem of the Republic of Indonesia. Indonesia Raya. Thank you. Please be seated. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, to warm up the stage, we would like to invite the co-host, Mr. Rajinder Suri, as the CEO of DCVMN International, to deliver the welcome speech. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome Mr. Rajinder Suri.
Honorable Vice Minister of Health, Professor Dante Saxono Harbuono, respected Mr. Sadiq, President Director Biopharma, DCVMN Board Chair, Mr. Adrian Shah, Dr. Richard Hatchett, CEO SAPI, CEOs, distinguished guests, dignitaries, delegates, friends, and all invited guests. Selamat pagi. Very good morning. It is both an honor and a great pleasure personally for me to welcome you all to the 26th Annual General Meeting of DCVMN, Developing Countries Vaccine Manufacturers Network. Being co-hosted with our trusted partner and member, PT Biopharma, and our gracious Danantara Indonesia here in Meru Sanur in the beautiful island of Bali. In fact, to whomsoever I had told that the meeting is in Bali, the only expression was, "Wow, Bali." We are deeply indebted to you all to make it in spite of your busy schedules. What is more encouraging to note is that while we had estimated a count of 350, as of yesterday, I am told we have already crossed 420. These are registered participants for the AGM. This is a record in itself, reflecting a strong collective commitment to global health. I am also aware that many more wanted to be physically present here in Bali with us. However, on account of compelling and conflicting engagements, they could not do so. Though some of them would still join us online in spite of long time difference of 7 to 12 hours. I am sure the hotel management and their entire staff, along with the team of Biopharma and DCVMN, would ensure a comfortable stay and good food with great Indonesian hospitality. It has taken us more than 8 months of preparation to put together this 3 days program encompassing 29 sessions with over 140 high-level speakers, esteemed chairs, and learned panelists. The theme for the AGM is advancing innovation and building resilient vaccine ecosystem for a safer world, very aptly describing our common intent. With this in mind, we have chalked out several sessions such as Global Economic Outlook 25, the expected impact on global public health, which is, I think, the main interest of all of us here. The regulatory strategies for a reliant world, the future of immunization, building resilient vaccine ecosystem in Africa, which is the focus today, demand generation, and unified procurement and sustainable pricing being the key issues. And of course, we cannot forget what we have gone through, the pandemic, and therefore the unveiling of pandemic agreement and pandemic fund. Innovation is at the heart of DCVMN, and therefore advancing innovation, leveraging artificial intelligence and digital transformation are going to be the core areas of focus for this conference. All of us are fully aware that it is novel technologies and innovative financial mechanisms that will definitely support all of us going forward. And therefore, these are few areas where we need to really focus upon. How the industry is going to collaborate, how the industry is seeing the future, and what role it would play, I think CEOs of the developing country vaccine manufacturers will share their perspective and views. We have gathered here to take stock of the immunization agenda, discuss strategies, and arrive at a common goal and objective with very clear action plan in the ever-changing geopolitical environment. As we all believe, immunization is the best way to protect human health, and therefore the honorable presence of policymakers, financial institutions, international organizations, regulators, industry leaders, academia, and civil society representatives will ensure that we take a collective responsibility to usher in a strong and new world order for a better and safer world. I wish the deliberations a great success and a very happy beginning. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rajendra Suri, for the speech. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, moving on to the next program, we would like to invite to please come up on the stage Mr. Shadik Akasha as the CEO of PT Biopharma as co-host for this prestigious event to deliver the address. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you Mr. Shadik Akasha.
Honorable Professor Dr. Dante Laksono, Vice Minister of Health, Republic of Indonesia, Dr. Lucia Rizka Andalusia, Director General Pharmaceutical and Medical Devices, Ministry of Health, Republik of Indonesia. Selamat datang, Bapak, Ibu. Dr. Richard Hatchett, CEO SHAPI, welcome to Bali. Member of DCVMN Board and CEO DCVMN, Mr. Rajinder Suri. Representative of Biopharma, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, partner, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, selamat pagi untuk semuanya. Welcome, a warm welcome to Indonesia and Bali. This is honor and privilege to welcome you all to the inauguration session of 26th DCVMN Annual General Meeting co-hosted by Biopharma in collaboration with our esteemed partners. We are deeply to have among today visionary leaders of the global health community from the World Health Organization, Gavi, CEPI, UNICEF, PAHO, Africa CDC, as well distinguished representative from Ministry of Health, regulatory FDA, especially BPOM, financial institution, academia, industry, innovator from around the world. The theme of this year from DCVMN meeting, this is advancing innovation and building resilient vaccine ecosystem for the safer world. Capture of this essence is our shared mission. Together, we are working not only to expand vaccine manufacturing capacity, but also to ensure that innovation, quality, equitable access move hand in hand. In the past few years, shown us that the strength of global health lies partnership in our ability to collaborate across border, share expertise, and empower each other to meet the world immunization needs. We are embarked on this year's session. Let us be guided by the spirit of unity and purpose. Let us continue to build the resilience vaccine ecosystem our world urgency needs, one that stands ready to protect every life, everywhere. On behalf of Biopharma, and wish you all have a meaningful and successful meeting. May your time in Bali be productive, inspiring, and memorable. Thank you. Terima kasih.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shadi Kakasha, for the welcome address. Well, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, now we would like to invite Mr. Adrian Shah Azari as the DCVMN Board Chair to the podium for delivering the opening address. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Adrian Shah Azari.
Honorable Professor Dr. Dante Saxono Harbobono, Vice Minister of Health, Republic of Indonesia, Dr. Lucia Rizka Andalusia, Director General for Pharmaceuticals and Medical Science, Ministry of Health, Republic of Indonesia, Dr. Richard Hatchett, CEO of SHAPI, Mr. Sadiq Akasia, CEO of PT Biopharma, my esteemed colleague, Dr. Rajinder Suri, CEO of DCVMN, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning to all of you and welcome to Bali. On behalf of the Board of the Developing Countries Vaccine Manufacturers Network, it is my great pleasure to welcome all of you to the 26th Annual General Meeting. This year's annual meeting is special as we are gathered here in Bali, Indonesia, one of the beautiful islands in the world. I am deeply proud that Bali, known for its spirit of harmony and collaboration, serves as the setting for this important meeting. This gathering is not only a reflection of our shared commitment to equitable access to vaccines, but also a celebration of the remarkable progress we have made together in strengthening global health security. Over the past years, our network has continued to grow in impact and influence, from expanding manufacturing capacities to advancing new vaccine technologies. DCVMN members have demonstrated resilience, collaboration, and leadership in the face of evolving public health challenges. DCVMN stands as a testament to what developing countries have achieved when we work together. Our collective strength lies in our shared vision to make quality vaccines available, affordable, and access to all. Over the next few days, we will reflect on our progress, share experiences, and explore new opportunities to strengthen vaccine security and manufacturing capacity across regions. Our discussions will help shape the future of partnership and chart our next steps toward a more resilient and equitable vaccine ecosystem through the advancement of innovations. May I thank the dignitaries for presenting their video messages. My special thanks and appreciation to His Excellency Minister Budi Gunadi Sadikin, Honorable Minister of Health of the Republic of Indonesia, for the inauguration address later on. And also, once again, welcome to Bali. I hope we will find inspiration not only in the discussions, but also in the beauty, culture, and hospitality of this island, making your stay a memorable one. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Adriansyah Azari. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, now we would like to steal your attention for a while to the screen in front of you, because we are going to see a video message that will be delivered by the Director General of the World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus.
Honorable guests, dear colleagues and friends, let me start with some good news. The estimates from WHO and UNICEF show that childhood immunization coverage last year was nearly back to pre-pandemic levels. I thank DCVMN companies for your partnership in helping to increase equitable access to vaccines in low and middle income countries. However, this year marks unprecedented changes in the global health ecosystem. Drastic cuts in aid, coupled with misinformation about the safety of vaccines, threaten to unwind decades of progress. Our collective response to these challenges can turn crisis into opportunity. Here are 3 key areas in which WHO is working to do that. First, we're countering misinformation through the online vaccination information hub. Second, we're preparing for health emergencies with the Interim Medical Countermeasures Network, or IMCM-NET, to serve as a bridge until the pandemic agreement enters into force. I thank DCVMN for being a key partner in IMCM-NET. And third, we're promoting regional vaccine manufacturing. Several DCVMN members are key partners in the WHO mRNA technology transfer program. DCVMN has also made important contributions to addressing the global shortage of skilled biomanufacturing professionals, particularly in low and middle income countries. I thank the members of DCVMN for their partnership. WHO is committed to supporting you in these efforts so that all people can benefit from the life-saving power of vaccines. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, for the video message. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and again, we would like to invite all of you to please kindly pay attention on the screen because you are going to see a video message that will be delivered by the CEO of Gavi, Dr. Sania Nishtar.
Distinguished colleagues and partners in the DCVMN community, my apologies that I'm unable to join you in person today, but I'm pleased to say that a Gavi delegation will be with you this week, and they look forward to engaging with you throughout the course of the meeting. Thank you for the opportunity to address you at what is a pivotal moment for global health. An unprecedented retrenchment in aid spending is now having a direct impact on vulnerable communities. The foundations of the global health architecture are shifting beneath our feet. Gavi, of course, is not immune. At our replenishment summit in June, we secured strong political support and more than 9 billion in pledges. In the context of a funding crisis in global health, this is a good result. But the shortfall against our 11.9 billion target is significant. And it means that we must take prudent and pragmatic decisions as we recalibrate our targets over the next 5 years. We will embark on that 5-year strategic period at a time when we are seeing barriers to vaccine access proliferate in many of the countries we support. Conflict and vulnerability continue to spread. And we are increasingly seeing misinformation and disinformation impact vaccine demand and in some cases erode public trust in immunization. So it is clear that now more than ever, we need to work closely with you, our industry partners, to maximize the impact of every dollar. Exploring new approaches to vaccine affordability will play a key role in enabling us to reach as many children as possible with vaccines over the coming 5 years. And here I want to take this moment to express my deep appreciation for every one of the DCVMN suppliers we work with. You have shown extraordinary commitment, ingenuity, and resilience. Over the past almost 5 years, DCVMN manufacturers delivered more than 2 billion doses to Gavi-supported countries, accounting for more than 60% of vaccines procured through UNICEF for Gavi-supported programs. In total, 12 DCVMN manufacturers delivered vaccines covering 16 Gavi-supported programs. In more than half these markets, DCVMN members are now the sole suppliers for Gavi-supported countries. Your work has saved lives. In 2024 alone, Gavi-supported immunization programs saved a record 1.7 million lives, the highest number ever achieved in a single year. This extraordinary milestone is a testament to the power of partnership and the unwavering commitment of leaders like those in the DCVMN community. I'm also proud of the progress we have made together since the launch of the African Vaccine Manufacturing Accelerator, or AVMA as we call it. AVMA is a testament to our shared vision of sustainable African vaccine production, a goal that will drive economies at the same time as strengthening regional and global health security. It is hugely encouraging to see an increasing number of DCVMN members from the African continent. Gavi urges DCVMN as a key Gavi board constituent to continue representing the interests of all its members at the board, as it has done so effectively to date. And of course, I thank all those DCVMN representatives I have spoken with over the past 12 months as we have accelerated our transformation of the Gavi Secretariat through the Gavi Leap transformation plan. The Gavi Leap will enable Gavi to rise to the challenges and seize the opportunities of the next 5 years and beyond. We have refocused on our mandate to put countries and national self-reliance at the heart of everything we do. Ultimately, the aim is to bring forward the day when Gavi has served its purpose. And from these key reforming principles, tangible changes to the way we work are now taking shape. For a start, we are a much leaner and more agile secretariat. We are already giving more autonomy to countries over how Gavi's support is deployed to achieve their priorities over the next 5 years. And we are doing all we can to remove administrative burdens and opportunity costs for countries by consolidating multiple grant windows into a single envelope aligned with Gavi's 5-year strategy cycles. This is part of a root and branch simplification and streamlining of all our grant management processes, organizational decision-making, and internal governance. And we are looking to broaden and deepen our partnerships and unlock synergies to ensure that every single dollar works harder to protect more children against more diseases and build strong and sustainable national immunization programs. None of this can happen without your continued leadership commitment. We rely on DCVMN suppliers to not only maintain and expand vaccine supply, but also to champion access, innovation, affordability, and equity. You play a vital role in ensuring that vaccines continue to reach those who need them most, even in the most challenging environments. With DCVMN members by our side, I continue to be optimistic about the future regardless of our challenges ahead of us. By renewing partnership and strengthening our collective resolve, we can safeguard the incredible gains we've made to date and protect millions more lives in the years ahead. I wish you all a lively and fruitful AGM. I and our Gavi delegation look forward to working with many more of you in the days and months ahead. I thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. Sania Nishtar, for those compelling remarks. And now, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, moving on to the next agenda, we would like to invite Dr. Richard Hatchett, CEO of CEPI, to please come up to the podium and deliver the speech. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome Dr. Richard Hatchett.
Honorable Vice Minister Harbawono, Director General and CEPI Board Member Dr. Riska and DeLucia, Mr. Suri, Mr. Akashia, Mr. Azhari, friends, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. Mr. Suri, thank you for the kind invitation to participate in DCVMN's 26th Annual General Meeting. DCVMN comprises a community of partners that play a dominant role in delivering vaccines to the world. As recently as the 19th century, most people in most places had a roughly 50% chance of dying before the age of 15. By 1950, that number had come down to 25%. Today, it is around 4%. From 1 in 2 to 1 in 25 in little more than a century. Better nutrition, better sanitary conditions, and vaccines account for the vast majority of these lives saved. Your products have saved tens of millions of lives and prevent suffering and misery and avert tragedy routinely. And for that, we should all be thankful. You are truly heroes. But these are strange and tumultuous times. We are gathering at a time when millions, maybe billions of people increasingly take the security that vaccines have provided for granted. Anti-vaccine sentiment is rising globally. I don't need to belabor the point. You can see this for yourselves. We can acknowledge these concerning trends without being blind to the fact that we also live at a moment of unbridled scientific and technological and even political opportunity. The upbeat theme for this year's AGM, advancing innovation and building a resilient vaccine ecosystem for a safer world, is fully warranted. We have incredibly powerful new tools to aid our investigative work. new platforms to speed vaccine development and production, and the greatly intensified commitment of political leaders across the global South to achieving strategic autonomy and vaccine self-sufficiency. Salient events in the recent pandemic and sudden disruption of development assistance have fostered the creation of new institutions and new patterns of collaboration. We are living in a revolutionary time, technologically, geopolitically, financially. Is it frightening? Of course it is frightening. Moments when the ground shifts and the world is transformed always are. But those are also the moments of greatest opportunity, when those who rise to the challenge of a changing world can help create a better one. These are moments that reward the bold and courageous, not the conservative and timid. One of my kids' favorite books when they were young was Coraline, which is a story about a lonely and resourceful little girl who finds herself caught in a nightmare world and in great peril, and she has to rescue her parents and save herself, which she does. The author, in a preface to the 10th anniversary edition of the book, wrote that the book makes the point that being brave doesn't mean you aren't scared. Being brave means you are scared, really scared, badly scared, and you do the right thing anyway. These are scary times, but also full of opportunity. And that's why I'm so grateful to be here to talk about CEPI's current and future collaborations with you. Let me start by saying a vulnerable and unstable world creates insecurity everywhere. Our mission at CEPI is simple: to accelerate the development of life-saving vaccines against epidemic and pandemic threats and ensure that they are accessible whenever and wherever they are needed. We believe that science and solidarity must go hand in hand. We know that tackling epidemics and pandemics requires vaccines to be rolled out in campaigns that reach all those at highest risk as quickly as possible, regardless of geography or income. And that's why our work with all of you is so important. Most of you will have heard of the 100 Days Mission, a goal that has become central to CEPI's vision and which is a driving force behind our research and development work, as well as the networks and partnerships we have established. The vision is to develop safe and effective vaccines against emerging threats within just 100 days of identifying a pandemic pathogen. We all know that epidemics and pandemics do not respect borders. We're also acutely aware that their impact is not evenly distributed. With the system we have today, low and middle income countries will inevitably bear the brunt of outbreaks, facing delayed access to vaccines, diagnostics, and treatments. CEPI is committed to changing that. We are investing in regional manufacturing, supporting technology transfers, and working to ensure that vaccine access is not the privilege of a few, but a right for all. We are working with regions and countries to build functioning coalitions to support pivotal field trials and develop coordinated procurement mechanisms with national regulatory authorities to enhance legal and regulatory preparedness, and with ministries of health and their partners, including WHO and other international organizations, in response to outbreaks and through exercises to enhance readiness. But we succeed only through our partners and only if they succeed. And DCVMN members are central to this effort. Our vaccine manufacturing facility network, which is still growing, currently includes DCVMN members Aspen Biopharma, Fiocruz Biomanguinhos, Institut Pasteur Dakar, and Serum Institute of India. And we work directly with many other DCVMN members as well, including companies such as BioE, Bharat Biotech, Instituto Butantan, Panacea Biotech, and SK Bioscience. You are expanding critical vaccine manufacturing capacity and capability across every region of the world. It is your expertise, your infrastructure, and your commitment to equity that will determine if we can build a world that is ready to respond to future threats. CEPI will support you and our partners across the Global South in these efforts however we can. I need your help, though. I need your voice. As CEPI turns towards its replenishment campaign next year, the world needs to recognize that preparedness for epidemics and pandemics is not just a development or even a global health problem. It is fundamentally a security problem. It is a whole of society problem. Your concerted voice reiterating that in whatever forums you have available to you will be critical to ensuring that collectively we can secure and deploy the resources we, and I mean all of us, need to build a system that protects all of us. Outbreaks occur every single day. There have been more than 180,000 confirmed cases of chikungunya reported this year from around the world. Avian influenza is resurging on several continents, and human cases of H5N1 have recently been reported in places as far-flung as Cambodia and Mexico. We've had outbreaks of Nipah virus in India recently, and another deadly outbreak of Ebola virus in the Democratic Republic of Congo that has only recently been contained. A large outbreak of Rift Valley fever is ongoing in Senegal and Mauritania. Natural spillovers of zoonotic diseases are not going away. If anything, they are increasing in scale and scope. But now, we have to deal with new threats as well. The publication last month by Sam King, Brian He, and colleagues at Stanford in bioRxiv of a preprint paper entitled Generative Design of Novel Bacteriophages with Genome Language Models was a shot across the bow and should be recognized as such. The paper describes the first generative design of viable bacteriophage genomes, the first AI-designed viruses, leveraging two frontier genome language models, EVO1 and EVO2, to generate whole genome sequences capable of producing functional bacteriophages, viable viruses, with a specified biological target and function. The team used a lytic phage, Phi-X174, as a design template, but produced multiple viable phages with higher fitness than the template in growth competition and lysis, i.e. bacteria killing kinetics, as well as limited homology to the template virus, with substantial evolutionary novelty, as the authors put it. What this means is that they designed efficient, viable viruses with limited, if any, sequence relationship to known bacteriophages, with a specified biological function that the template virus did not have. This should make us take a deep breath. Yes, the work was technically complex. Yes, the large language models produced a lot of non-viable sequences. Yes, these are some of the best scientists in the world. Yes, it took a lot of compute power. But the technology is never again going to be as crude as it is today. And it is only going to get better and better, and I would bet much faster than we would expect. It is striking how many of the brightest minds working on AI, the Nobel laureate Geoffrey Hinton, Turing Award winner Yoshua Bengio, founder of the Machine Intelligence Research Institute, Eliezer Yudkowsky, co-founder of DeepMind, Mustafa Suleyman, converge in their anxiety about the risks that AI presents on scenarios in which AI is used to engineer lethal pathogens. So we cannot wait. Whether the next threat is due to a spillover, a lab leak, or a manipulated virus, we should not assume we have a long time to prepare, to develop and build the capabilities and tools and ways of working together that will make the world safer. This is a first-order, right-now problem that we cannot afford to neglect. We must break down silos between the security and global health communities. Protection from diseases, protection from economic catastrophe, and protection from threats that jeopardize our way of life is too important. We need whole-of-society approaches. We need to treat pandemic risk and these new evolving threats the way we treat other global threats, with seriousness, with urgency, and with resolve. Courage, Nelson Mandela said, is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. Please join me in this effort. The world needs you more than ever. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Richard Hatchett. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, now we would like to once again steal your attention for a while to the screen in front of you, because we are going to see the video message that will be delivered by the Director of the Pan American Health Organization, Dr. Yarbas Barbosa da Silva, Jr.
His Excellency, Mr. Budi Gunadi Sadikin, Honorable Minister of Health of the Republic of Indonesia, Mr. Harhinder Suri, Chief Executive Officer of the Developing Country Vaccine Manufacturing Network, DCVMN, esteemed members of the network, distinguished colleagues, and valuable participants. It is an honor to address you today. I extend warm greetings on behalf of the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, and express our deep appreciation to DCVMN for convening this vital forum and to the government of Indonesia for hosting it. Regional collaboration and innovation are crucial in vaccine development and access. For over 40 years, PAHO's revolving fund for access to vaccines has been a mechanism of solidarity, enabling pooled procurement for 41 countries and territories in the Americas. PAHO also supports equitable access, research and development, technology transfer, and regional production. We are proud to help catalyze initiatives that bring regional manufacturing of PCV20 and influenza vaccines with pandemic potential to reality. These efforts not only increase supply, but also build regional resilience, reducing dependency, and ensuring that our countries are better prepared for future health emergencies. Innovation is also reshaping how we work. Through the digitalization of our demand planning and information sharing systems, We are enhancing our ability to anticipate demand, connect with our users in each country, and respond to emerging needs. We are also ensuring that our strategies align with the priorities and needs of our member states. Whether supporting local manufacturing, enhancing regulatory capacity, or improving data systems, our approach is collaborative and country-driven. Through the Power Innovation and Production Platform, we work closely with member states and other partners to build regional ecosystems by strengthening regulatory systems and other enabling functions, promoting collaboration among manufacturing value chains, and supporting strategic initiatives, such as the development of the mRNA technology platform in Latin America in collaboration with WHO and the Medicines Patent Pool. Yet much remains to be done. We must continue building capacity and sharing knowledge so that innovation is not concentrated in a few centers, but distributed across the region. This includes working with partners to facilitate technology transfers, strengthen quality assurance, and promote regulatory harmonization, all of which are essential for sustainable vaccine production. The Powers Revolving Fund is evolving into a mediator for change. It is helping the region move toward self-reliance while maintaining the principles of solidarity and equity that have defined our work for over 4 decades. We are honored to be hosting a session on the Revolving Fund history and future on Thursday this week, where the PAHO team will share details of key advances. This work cannot happen in isolation. This is why the PAHO's Revolving Fund is also working with partners in other regions, such as the Africa CDC and the WHO Eastern Mediterranean Regional Office, to share some of the lessons we learned during these 4 decades. We believe partnerships and connections are crucial, and this forum provides an ideal space to strengthen them. Together, we are building a future where regional production, innovation, and collaborative procurement converge to deliver health for all. Thank you once again to all participants for your commitment to equitable access to vaccines. PAHO looks forward to continuing to work with you to transform and grow, because the health and well-being of our populations depend on it. I wish you a productive meeting, and thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Yarbas Barbosa da Silva Jr. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to invite Dr. Abebe Geneto Bayi, who is representing for His Excellency Dr. Jean Kaseya, Director General of Africa CDC. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you Dr. Abebe Geneto Bayi.
Honorable Vice Minister of Health, Republic of Indonesia, Excellencies, distinguished members of DCVMN, dear colleagues and partners, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I bring you greetings from His Excellency Dr. Jean Kaseya, the Director General of Africa CDC, who is unable to be here due to another equally important engagement. Please allow me to deliver this keynote on behalf of Dr. Kaseya. It's indeed an honor and a privilege to address this esteemed assembly today. The work of DCVMN has been transformative in democratizing vaccine access globally, and we commend your continued commitment to this vital mission. As we all know, the COVID-19 pandemic exposed the harsh reality that less than 1% of Africa's vaccine needs were met by products manufactured on the continent. This dependency created not just a supply crisis, but a crisis of dignity and sovereignty for our continent of 1.4 billion people. Thus, in 2021, the African Union heads of state and government mandated Africa CDC to lead the agenda of African vaccine manufacturing. In 2022, Africa CDC developed a continental strategy with the bold goal that 60% of the vaccines administered in Africa to be manufactured on the continent by 2040. Today, I'm pleased to share some of the progress we have made in turning the aspiration into action. Currently, Africa has 25 vaccine manufacturing projects at various stages of maturity. Between now and 2030, we expect 8 antigens to achieve WHO pre-qualification and enter the continental market. We have successfully negotiated the development of the African Vaccine Manufacturing Accelerator with Gavi. Though not perfect and with room for improvement, the African vaccine manufacturing represents the first of its kind in terms of concrete commitments to the African vaccine manufacturing agenda. This is tangible progress. Through early engagement with regional and national immunization technical advisory groups, Africa CDC is ensuring that technical recommendations incorporate African manufactured vaccines into national immunization strategies. On the regulatory front, we're working closely with WHO to streamline the pre-qualification process of African manufactured products. Through the collaboration with African Medicines Regulatory Harmonization and the African Medicines Agency, we're promoting regulatory reliance among African national regulatory authorities. 8 of the 9 maturity level 3 national regulatory authorities signed an MOU for regulatory reliance. Most recently, we launched AMINA, the African Manufacturing Market Intelligence and Network Analysis Platform, in partnership with the Gates Foundation. This data-driven resource provides critical insights into African health products manufacturers, capacities, and markets, strengthening investment decisions and collaboration across the continent. As most of you know, Africa CDC is also establishing the African Pooled Procurement Mechanism, APPM, with the goal of improving access to health products and supporting African manufacturing. I'm delighted to report to you that we have transitioned from developing the design of the APPM into operationalizing it. Excellencies, participants, ladies and gentlemen, one of the 5 pillars of the African Union New Public Health Order is expanding manufacturing of vaccines, pharmaceuticals, and diagnostics in Africa. Manufacturing is not an economic agenda. It's indeed an issue of health sovereignty. Africa's health sovereignty means financing our own priorities, manufacturing the tools we need, protecting our data, and leading our own preparedness and response systems. It's about ensuring that Africa's security, resilience, and prosperity are no longer contingent on external decisions. We are at a defining moment in history, one where African leaders are calling with clarity and unity for a continent that invests in its own health, drives its own innovation, and shapes its own partnerships. The path to that sovereignty runs through African manufacturing, domestic financing, data sovereignty and digitalization, and a strong preparedness and response capacity anchored in African institutions. Ladies and gentlemen, while we commend the work of DCVMN, we must address an issue that weighs heavily on our collective conscience: the question of inclusivity within DCVMN itself. The mission of DCVMN has always been to support vaccine manufacturing in developing countries. Yet today, only 4 African manufacturers are members of this network, despite having over 25 manufacturers across the continent at various stages of maturity. The original membership requirement of WHO pre-qualification created a significant barrier to entry for emerging African manufacturers who are still on their journey towards that critical milestone. We acknowledge that DCVMN has relaxed this requirement following considerable advocacy. A troubling barrier remains. Manufacturers without pre-qualification are still excluded from serving as alternate DCVMN members at committees and board meetings of global health institutions, including Gavi. This means African manufacturers are effectively barred from participating in crucial decision-making forums that shape the very markets and policies they must navigate until they achieve WHO pre-qualification, a process that can take years and requires the very market access and partnerships this forum could facilitate. This creates a circular problem. Manufacturers need market exposure and partnerships to reach pre-qualification, but cannot fully engage in forums that provide these opportunities. This is not just procedural. It is existential for African manufacturers trying to establish themselves in a highly competitive and highly regulated global market. We respectfully call on DCVMN to reconsider this. True partnerships means working alongside emerging manufacturers during their development journey, not only welcoming them once they have already arrived at the destination. African manufacturers bring valuable perspectives on supply chain challenge, regulatory harmonization across diverse contexts, and innovative approach to sustainable manufacturing in resource-limited settings. These voices should be heard at every table where decisions affecting vaccine manufacturing and access are made. Ladies and gentlemen, the journey towards a sustainable African vaccine manufacturing ecosystem requires more than infrastructure and investment. It demands genuine partnership, equitable participation, and shared commitment. In highlighting our role in this, as Africa CDC, we urge the African Union member states to join the African Pool Procurement Mechanism and commit real and tangible demand to African-made vaccines and pharmaceuticals. We push development finance institutions to transform bold announcements into accessible capital. We ask regulatory authorities to accelerate harmonization and mutual recognition frameworks. And we appeal to organizations like DCVMN to embrace the full diversity of manufacturers committed to your founding mission. Africa is not asking for charity. We are demanding our rightful place at a table as equal partners in the global health security. The vaccines we produce today will protect not only African children, but contribute to global pandemic preparedness and supply chain resilience. Together, we can build a future where every child, regardless of the geography or economic status, has timely access to life-saving vaccines. Let us make DCVMN a true representative of all developing countries' vaccine manufacturers, including those still on their journey towards WHO pre-qualification. I wish us a successful annual general meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much to Dr. Abebe Chenetobaye. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, finally, to deliver the inaugural address, we have the honor to have the video message from His Excellency Minister Budi Gunadi Sadikin, Honorable Minister of Health of the Republic of Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you on the video His Excellency Minister Budi Gunadi Sadikin.
Ladies and gentlemen, the COVID-19 pandemic taught us a powerful lesson. Health security must be built, not borrowed. When global supply chains falter, world's most vulnerable are often the last in line. At the heart of solution lies self-reliance, the ability for all countries, no matter where, to produce, develop, and distribute their own essential health products. Indonesia has taken important steps in this direction. First, strengthening regional capacity. We have expanded our vaccine manufacturing landscape from a single producer to 4 manufacturers, with a combined annual production capacity of 3.3 billion doses. Second, promoting technology transfer and research and development. Through collaboration with global partners, we are building the capability to manufacture vaccines using novel viral vector and mRNA platform, producing domestic HPV vaccine and PCV vaccine, and participating in the development of tuberculosis vaccine. Third, forging regional and global partnerships. We continue to strengthen our collaboration with regional and global partners, such as with CEPI, the Gates Foundation, Organization of Islamic Cooperation, ASEAN Vaccine Security and Self-Reliance, to expand local production and advance innovation. Ladies and gentlemen, with large and growing populations, developing countries represent an economic opportunity. Investing in local manufacturing in this region makes sound business sense. It ensures market proximity, builds supply chain resilience, and creates long-term value that benefits both producers and communities. The future of global health security will depend on stronger industrial investment, where the need and the potential are greatest. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor for Indonesia to host the 26th Annual General Meeting of Developing Countries Vaccine Manufacturers Network in Bali. Through dedication of its members, DCVMN redefined what global vaccine manufacturing looks like by expanding capacity, adopting new technologies, and forging partnerships. And as we begin this annual general meeting, let us make these days count, not only as a time to exchange knowledge, but as a moment to design the future of vaccine security together. Thank you.
Thank you very much, His Excellency, Minister Budi Gunadi Sadikin. And all ladies and gentlemen, we kindly invite to please come up on the stage Professor Dante Saxono Harbuono as the Vice Minister of Health of the Republic of Indonesia to share a few words before officially open the 26th of DCVMN Annual General Meeting.
Good afternoon, everybody. Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is a privilege for Indonesia to host 26th Annual General Meeting of Developing Country Vaccine Manufacturing Network. On behalf of Ministry of Health, I warmly welcome all distinguished participants, partners, and colleagues to Bali. The word Bali is Sanskrit, means offering. It feels fitting because vaccines are to humanity's greatest offering to hope and protection. Our world has seen with undeniable clarity how critical vaccines are to saving life, restoring economics, and protecting the most vulnerable. But we have also seen the stark reality. Access to life-saving vaccine remains uneven. Ladies and gentlemen, to protect the world from health threat, no country can walk alone. Here, surrounded by beauty and diversity in Bali, we are reminded that health thrives when we connect and build together. The mission of the DCVMN to build the capacity of developing countries to produce high-quality, affordable vaccine is therefore not only timely but essential. We recognize that road ahead demand more and more innovation, collaboration, and courage to reimagine the future. Today, I invite us to focus on three aspirations. First, empowering capability across the global south. Technology transfer, workforce development, and resiliency supply chains must be built. Every country differs. The ability to protect its own people in time crisis. Second, advancing innovation and research and development. Beyond productions, we need collaborate in research and development. Indonesia is also actively expanding collaboration in global level to increase R&D capacity by launch Vaccine Collaboration Center or VOLAR. As our strategy of achieve vaccine resiliency and the inauguration of the Indonesian-China Joint Research Development Vaccine Genomic Secretariat in Kura-Kura, Bali in collaboration Tsinghua University. Furthermore, Indonesia is also participating in global clinical trial for vaccine in tuberculosis and malaria. And the last one, delivering fair, timely, and equitable access. No people should wait for the basic right to be protected from our disease. We already know how to prevent. Equity is our moral North Star and our shared responsibility. You're present here as manufacturers, regulators, global health financiers, and other health sector stakeholders demonstrated that progress requires all of us. Together, we are build trust, solidarity, and health sovereignty for developing nations. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank DCVMN and all partners for choosing Bali, the land of harmony, as a place where we united and exchange ideas. Let us leave this island renewed commitment to deliver vaccine not only faster and cheaper, but fairer, smarter, and together. And with that, I declare the 26th Annual General Meeting of the Developing Country Vaccine Manufacturing Network is officially open. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Professor Dante, could you please remain on the stage for the opening ceremony? So for that, we would like to invite to please come up on the stage Mr. Rajinder Suri, CEO of DCVMN, along with Mr. Shadik Akasha and Mr. Adrian Shah Azari to please come up on the stage, accompany Professor Dante for the official open of the 26th DCVMN Annual General Meeting today. To Professor Dante, could you please later on striking the gong 3 times? So we are going to witness together. Also along with Dr. Andalusia, Rizka Andalusia. Thank you very much, Ibu, for joining us. And Professor Dante will striking the gong 3 times as the sign of the opening ceremony of the 26th DCVMN Annual General Meeting. Professor Dante, ready? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, in the count of 3, 2, 1. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations! The 26th Annual General Meeting of the Developing Countries Vaccine Manufacturers Network International is now officially open. May I have a big round of applause for all of us? Thank you very much. We'll have the photo session. And after this, we would like to invite all the speakers to please come up on the stage as well for the photo session. And once again, if I may hear the energy, ladies and gentlemen, give the biggest round of all of us. We would like to invite all the speakers Bapak mohon berkenan tetap berada di atas panggung. Please kindly remain on the stage. Once again, I would like to invite all the speakers for all the session. Could you please come up on the stage for the photo session? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. One more time for the photo session with the speakers as well. In the count of 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Once again, thank you very much. Give the biggest round of applause for all of us. Thank you very much. And thank you to Professor Dante. Thank you very much for opening this conference. And also thank you, Mr. Rajinder Suri, Mr. Shadi Kakasha, Mr. Adrian Shah Azari, along with Ibu Dr. Andalusia Rizka Andalusia. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Excellency. Thank you, esteemed guests. This has been such a wonderful moment. This is just the beginning. Of course, the deliberations are going to take place right after lunch. But before that, I want to make an announcement that today in our General Assembly, which was meant only for the member companies, we have elected the new board. And the new board comprises of 7 board members, and a lady is going to chair the board, Ms. In Susanti. And I am very happy to announce, to respond to my very close friend Dr. Abebe's answer. We have Dr. Morena as the vice chair of the board from Africa, from BioVac Africa. Dr. Morena, if you are here, please stand. And again, first time, we have 2 vice chairs. And this time, a vice chair is a lady from Latin America, from Brazil, Dr. Rosane. And now I would request all the board-elect members to please stand up for a standing ovation from all of us.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rajinder Suri. Once again, may I have a big round of applause for all of us, all of you today, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations. And with that, we'd like to thank you all dignitaries for their valuable contribution and your perspective. Of course, have a strong and hopefully tone for the days ahead as we move into the full program. So let us carry forward the spirit of today's discussions, advanced innovations, and also strengthening the resilience vaccines ecosystem so we can build a safer world for all of us. So once again, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we encourage all of you to continue sharing the ideas, fostering collaborations, and turning conversations into actions over the next 3 days. So ladies and gentlemen, I wish you everyone have a successful and also fruitful discussion ahead. And for this, I would like to closing the inaugural sessions of the 26th of the DCVMN Annual General Meeting. My name is Putri Gorda. Thank you very much. As Balini says, Om Santi 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 Om. Terima kasih dan sampai jumpa. Thank you very much everyone and have a great time in Bali. Thank you.